is the 22nd, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And I started, I don't know if you were able to see the letter that I drafted.
Yeah.
I'm gonna figure it out ASAP.
Please get seated. Please have a seat.
All right.
Just keep in mind the acoustics in here are terrible, so we need you to be quiet, please.
Everyone, please have a moment. We need everyone's cooperation because there's a huge echo in this room. So if there's a lot of back and forth and background noise, we're not going to be able to hear each other. Yeah. Okay. So good evening, everyone. It is Thursday, April 24th. It is 6:50 p.m. This is the public hearing and full board meeting of Bronx Community Board 11. Let's take a moment for the Pledge of Allegiance. Now a moment of silence for our fallen first responders and medical and military service personnel and for those suffering throughout the world. Thank you. We'll have the reading of the conduct statement.
Good evening, everybody. Committee Board 11 meetings must be held in professional and hostile-free environment. The following rules of conduct are applicable to members of the public, Committee Board 11, Committee Board 11 staff. Any action or behavior disrupts or interfere with Committee Board 11 business will not be tolerated. During any Committee Board 11 meeting, it may result in individuals being asked to leave. If the action or behavior continues, this may be considered disturbing the peace and the appropriate authorities may be summoned. If the meeting is held remotely, the person may be muted and expelled for the remainder. Repeated violations by the same persons, groups, or people may result in further action by the committee of the board. All public speakers must address the full board and the committee with their concerns. Electioneering for position other than office of Committee Board 11 is prohibited. Engaging in any acts of violence, including threats, are ground for immediate suspension and the right to attend meetings, pending review by the Ethics and Disciplinary Committee. Respect, equally divided diversity, and privacy of all persons, respecting and valuing differences of culture and opinion. Refrain from unpleasant or disparaging remarks and other actions. Abstain from all forms of harassment by activity discouraging it. Dismantling false information is prohibited. Thank you.
So we're going to move on to the public hearing. Once again, this is our second meeting where we do this, or a third? So this is the second meeting where we're doing this, and I ask everyone's patience in terms of format, because we're still trying to refine it. Hopefully by September, we'll have it down to a science. So prior to the start of the hearing, each member of the public wishing to speak shall submit to the chairperson in writing on a form provided by the board a request for speaking time. Such request shall set forth the speaker's name, the name of any organization which the individual may represent, and whether the individual favors or opposes the proposition which is the subject of the hearing. Those opposed to the proposition shall be heard first, and those in favor shall follow. The chairperson shall call only the names of those who submitted requests for speaking time. Each member of the public shall be entitled to speak for an amount of time predetermined by the chairperson. Any written statement or document offered by a speaker shall be placed into the record or minutes of the hearing. And so first up is Ronnie Colangelo.
Okay. I wore my new favorite shirt in memory of Al D'Angelo.
You're up.
Okay. So I hear there's a rumor again that you're trying to put the 36-hour thing in again. Is that true? No answers? Tough question?
I want to let you speak and give us your opinion, and then I'll
Oh,
respond.
then
if
you'll
that's
answer
okay.
me, okay. Not like the last time everybody started yelling at me. So that was one of my main concerns. I have some friends here from Colden Avenue. Seems that there's a opioid clinic opening next door to Roger's house. And he's a little concerned. You know, they're gonna do this for people, that for people. But then they put, oh, it's gonna be an opioid clinic. How can these people open up an opioid clinic on Colden Avenue, right down the block from CB11, which seems to be a little dangerous? You had somebody some child, I don't know whose child it was, got knocked down the other day and rifled for money. Seems Montefiore opened a psychiatric clinic on the Jacoby property. Very secretive, all of a sudden it's there. Could this guy have wandered out of there and just walked up the block? A little excited? So we're not getting any sort of control from Jacoby Hospital. You got the 1900 project, what's going on with that? They have no idea, nobody has any idea. But you ask and they go, oh, you know. So I guess we're going to wait till after the election and then see what happens, because then it'll be, oh, they elected us, so we can do what we want. I'm done. Answers.
As far as the 36-hour, I believe that is on the agenda for tonight with the tweaks that were recommended in the bylaws. I'm sure there's going to be discussion among board members on that particular topic.
Was that why the head of one of the departments was relieved of her duties?
I'm sorry?
Someone was relieved of being in charge of one of the bylaws or ethics. She got relieved of duty. She isn't in charge anymore. That be a reason?
No,
Okay. Just asking.
thank you.
Thank you, Ron.
You're welcome.
Next up is Roger Castro.
Yes, I'm just wondering what's going on with that clinic on 1609 Colton Avenue. Is it legal? Could they do that?
Jeremy's going to be addressing that during the district manager's report.
That's the only answer you guys can give me?
I mean, I can do it now. We don't have a
How did
quorum.
this happen?
Yeah, so he came by the office the other day. So they do have a permit with the state. That's what the city said. I did speak to the owner today. They told me that they're not going to be operating out of there, that they were just advertising their business. I don't know how true that is. I asked them, because they did say violations. I asked them to send me an email. You know, maybe I could, reach out to the buildings department, see what they say. They are trying to have the buildings department to come by to inspect, something of that nature. I know one member here of the public did file another complaint. And I do believe they got a violation for the sign.
Right.
I don't know what the second violation, the owner
They're
told me
not
they got two
They're not opening the
violations.
clinic, what you're saying. That was just advertisement?
That's what they're telling me. That's what they told me.
There was people there
Let's see.
today.
She said that she would get her secretary, whoever she has working for her, to email me. So let's see. what happens. I will follow up. I'll give it to the weekend. Let me, next week. All right, I'll give her a,
Could you put,
The weekend.
but are you allowed to put a commercial thing in that house?
yeah, you can. You can, to my knowledge.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay,
All right.
same answers.
Okay. All right. So the time is now 6:59 PM. We will move on to our gallery session. No? Oh, we don't, 1 second, roll call first.
All right, so I will I'll go over the names of what I have, what I know to be here. So we have the entire executive board here. That's 5 people. Katie Allen, Ryan Barthel. So if you know of their whereabouts, they're online, whatever, let us know. Patricia Cambrai is here. Junior's excused. Stacy Ann is here. Dr. Tutu's online. Alex is here. Rabbi is here. Kenneth Gelnick is excused. Wendy, please let me know if you know. D1 Jones is remote. Debbie Kowalik is in person. David Levitt is in person. Kadera, to be determined. Jackie, to be determined. Juan, to be determined. Damaj, remote. Naomi, remote. Susan, to be determined. Shrado, to be determined. Juanita, in person. Joanne Rubino, to be determined. What's that? I don't understand.
She's looking for parking.
Okay. Okay, so since she comes in, tell me. Oral Selkridge to be determined. Lisa Soto, I think she said she couldn't make the meeting. I don't remember, or she'll be online. Deere is remote. And Joseph Thompson to be determined. Sandy here, Lisa here, Janice to be determined. So we need 3 more for a quorum. So we have 36 members currently. You need half plus 1, half would be 18. Half would be 18, plus 1 would be 19.
Okay, so we have 2 people who are parking. We should be able to start shortly. Just a reminder to board members that are online, cameras must be on in order to count. Give us 1 second, please. Thank you. In the interest of time, we're going to ask our elected officials and their representatives to go first. Okay. Hmm? Do we have anyone from the Bronx Borough President's Office?
Sorry.
Anyone from Councilmember Felice's office? Nicole? Okay, I'll let him go next. Okay. Oh, Nicole is muted. All right.
You have someone from the mayor's office, just so you know.
Thank you. All right, so we'll start with Mark with Christie's office, Christie Marmorato's office, please.
Good evening, Chair and members. My name is Mark Nidus, and I'm the Director of Budget and Legislation for Councilwoman Marmorato. Thank you for being here this evening. I want to take a moment to thank everyone for reporting abandoned cars, graffiti, and instances of illegal dumping in our district. Your vigilance is very invaluable, and I encourage you to keep doing that. The reports help us kind of streamline to handle these issues properly and effectively. As we finish April and move into May, I'd like to share some upcoming events that we're having in the community. On the 30th, join us for Coffee with Christie from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. at Mallory Coffee Bar, located at 3042 Westchester Ave. This is a great opportunity to connect with the councilwoman and discuss your ideas, concerns, suggestions directly with an elected official. We continue to offer veteran services every third Friday of the month. The tentative date for this month will be May 16th. These services provide essential resources and support for our veterans, helping them access benefits and services tailored to their needs. So I urge you to come into our office and speak with them. They've really helped a lot of veterans so far. You know, we've been doing this for about 4 weeks now, and they've seen over a dozen veterans. We're also sponsoring a Mother's Day brunch at St. Francis de Chantal on Thursday, May 8th at 11 a.m. This event is a great way to celebrate mothers in our community, and we encourage everyone to join us. For more information and to RSVP at our events, please reach out to our events coordinator, Liliana, at 917-227-1871. There are flyers in the back. Thank you for your continued support. Have a great evening.
Thank you, Mark. Next, we have Catherine Kinde from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's office.
Hello, good to see you all in person. My name is Catherine Kinde, and I am with the Office of Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez. Starting May 5th, the Education Department will resume collections on defaulted student loans, which have been paused since 2020. Over 5 million borrowers may have wage garnishment or tax refund offsets. If you are impacted, please contact your loan servicers as soon as possible to learn about the repayment options that are available to you. If you are having trouble reaching the Education Department, please reach out to our office. We may be able to assist. Starting May 7th, New Yorkers aged 18 and older will need a Real ID compliant license or another acceptable form of identification to board domestic flights or enter certain federal facilities. Please check your license before traveling, and if it's not Real ID compliant, make a DMV appointment or ensure you have an alternate accepted ID. The Office of Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez invites high school students to participate in the 2025 Congressional Art Competition. As a reminder, the winner's artwork is recognized in a special reception by the Congressional Institute and displayed in the U.S. Capitol for 1 year. All artwork must be submitted by Friday, tomorrow, April 25th, 2025 at 5 p.m. As a reminder, our office is here to help you with any issues pending before a federal agency. You can give us a call at 718-662-5970. We are available at our Hudson office Mondays through Thursdays from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The office is located at 1231 Lafayette Avenue. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Alvaro Mondaca from Gustavo Rivera's office.
Good evening with everyone. I'm going to talk some updates of the from the office of Senator Rivera. First, tomorrow, we will have a meet and greet at Bronx House. We will discuss Medicaid, home care, food insecurity, and the senator's legislative priorities and more. From 10 a.m. to 11:30, and it's here at Bronx House. So all are welcome. And we're going to host a home ownership 101 virtual training in partnership with NILAC. You will learn about home ownership 101, defining co-ops, condos and homes, buy and selling co-ops, basics of estate planning for property owners, city grant programs, cooperatives, co-op boards, loans, what happens if you stop paying, maintenance issues, and for homes, mortgages, issues facing small landlords, tax liens, and departments of building violations. This will be on May 1st, on Thursday, from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. And it's going to be on Zoom, and registration is required. So, and also you can watch the training on our Facebook, Facebook of the Senator Gustavo Rivera. So there are some flyers in the table. So we hope everyone is welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Before moving on to the online reps, just for the record, we do have a quorum. Next up, Bronx Borough President's Office. Councilmember Feliz's office, Nicole Aguila.
Yes, good evening, everyone. I'm sorry about earlier. I was having some issues with the mic. My name is Nicole Aguila, and I'm from the Council Member Office of Oswald Feliz. I just wanted to provide a legislative update. The council member, along with Council Member Farrell Lewis, has introduced Intro 1237, which will require the NYPD to publish reports on criminal complaints and arrests. We wanted to, share that with the public. And if you will like more updates or very detailed information on this new piece of legislation, you can reach out to our legislative director, Guillermo Rodriguez, at grodriguez@council.nyc.gov. We also wanted to mention that we now have free notary public services available by appointments, and you can call us at our office at 718-842-8100 to schedule an appointment. And we are available Monday through Friday from 10 to 5. We still have the immigration services attorney available every Tuesday by appointments. And we also have a housing attorney as well, who is there available remotely by appointments. And if you need any more information, you can reach out to me via email at Ann as in Nancy, A, G as in George, UILA, @council.nyc.gov. Thank you all for having me, and have a great evening, everyone.
Thank you. Next up is Kavan from Councilmember Riley's office.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Kevin Bolt from Councilmember Riley's office. I have a few community events we have coming up. This Saturday, April 26th, at the Northeast Bronx YMCA, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., we have our Healthy Kids Day. We also have a few tournaments, soccer tournaments for the youth coming up as well, starting in May. May 10th will be our first tournament at Hafen Park, starting at 9 a.m. We also have our Family Day at Shoelace Park, which will be taking place May 17th at Shoelace Park from 12 to 4 p.m. And we also have a few, constituent service in-office services that we offer. Unclaimed funds, we offer that once a month, every first Thursday. You can call our office for more information on that. And we also are asking members of the community to share their testimonies for Housing Connect. The oversight, I'm sorry. The council's oversight on the hearing will be having a discussion about Housing Connect, and we're just asking the community to share their thoughts and opinions on Housing Connect. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you. Next up, we have Alina Dow from the mayor's office.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I hope you all had a nice holy holidays. I did want to share that the mayor is happy to announce that he was committed $167 million into the early childhood education program, and that is going to be to access more 3K and special education programs. In addition, he has got a bill where, well, not a bill, legislation to get sheds down initiatives that he started. And this one is really just to crack down on some of the illegal sheds that have been put up to stop from doing the repairs. I know there's a couple of different bills that are out, but his initiative is really to crack down on the culprits of people that are putting up sidewalk sheds to evade from really fixing the buildings. In addition to that, the mayor did hear everybody's complaints regarding composting. So as of right now, there's going to be a break on the fines. That does not mean stop composting and teaching and learning how to do it. It just means that, you know, there's not going to be any fines affiliated with the non-action of the composting itself. If anybody has any questions, please, we could follow up offline about that. I'm not sure if you guys heard, but the mayor has worked to get, it's called Q-Team, which is the quality of life department within inside the NYPD. Right now it's a pilot program, but hopefully this will be something that will roll out across all New York City precincts. And last but not least, DEP. There is a contracting company that's working to go into homes to actually replace lead pipes that are in the home. This is a program that's through DEP. If you need more information, we really do. The mayor knows that the water going in your building is lead free. They can guarantee that. But once it's in your house, up into your faucet, that is the responsibility of the building and or the homeowner. And so you might be eligible to receive free lead pipe replacement.
Thank you.
Alina Dow,
Thank you.
Borough Director. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Next up is Nina Norwood from Bronx District Attorney's Office. We'll circle back to you, Nina. Evan. Oh,
Hi,
okay.
I'm here. Sorry.
Okay, Evan,
Uh,
go ahead.
Good evening, everybody. First of all, I wanted to wish everybody who celebrates Easter a very happy Easter this past Sunday, and to all those who celebrate Passover, we hope you everyone spent time with friends and family. The Assembly member is up in Albany fighting for a fair and equitable budget, one that will bring security to our streets, higher quality of life, and bring much needed money to our community. So hopefully next month I will have a update on what was in that budget, as well as new legislation the Assembly member has introduced since then. So some things going on in the community. Have gotten a phone call today. We are doing our Easter egg hunt this Sunday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Looks like Mother Nature is going to cooperate with us this time. It'll be on the Pelham Parkway Greenway across from Peace Plaza. So stop by at 11 a.m. We're going to have some music, fun, games, face painter. It'll be a great time. The 52nd precinct Easter egg hunt has been pushed to May 3rd, Saturday, May 3rd, due to weather. But you can come out there. That one will be from 11 to 2, right across from the precinct. If you miss hours on Sunday, come a week from Saturday. Save the date. May 31st is going to be our Bronx Zoo Day. So I know a lot of people have either signed up already and got, and your tickets will be coming through soon. But if you
30
haven't
seconds.
gotten a chance to get your tickets, then stay tuned because I am getting more tickets. Other than that, if you have any issues or questions with the community or need help with housing or anything else, please stop by our office or give us a call. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Evan. Next is Rachel with Senator Bailey's office.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, awesome. So I'm Rachel from Senator Jamal T. Bailey's office. I'm sorry I couldn't join you in person today. Our first notice is we had an autism walk, awareness walk, scheduled for this Saturday. Unfortunately, we had to cancel it. So just please be aware that that is canceled. But upcoming in May, we do have 4 events. And since we do have so many events, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you what the events are and not tell you what the dates are so that I, keep timely. And I'll just give you my email at the very end so you can email me for the very specifics of the event and I'll send you the flyer and information. So May 3rd, we have the Taste of Our District event, which is literally just a bunch of restaurants in our district coming and giving the public some samples of their food. And you may, find your favorite restaurant there or a new favorite restaurant there. Our second one is our community baby shower on May 9th. So we're going to be giving new moms resources and there'll even be giveaways. On May 16th will be our Mother's Day brunch. So we're inviting mothers to come have brunch with us and the senator. And then on May 17th will be our COVID memorial. That is just where people can come together, collectively mourn. And also we will be having a memorial where you bring your a flag or some sort of sign with your loved one's name on it. So definitely keep an eye out for all those. And I'm going to tell you my email so that you guys know who to contact in order to get more information on the events. So it's going to be rally@nysenate.gov. So RALI@nysenate.gov. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Circling back to Nina Norwood, are you good?
I believe I am. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much. Good evening, Community Board 11. It's good to see everybody. I do have a couple of events updates. First, this past Saturday, on April the 19th, we had our 8th annual Child Safety Fair at PS 106 in Parkchester. And I am proud to announce that we were able to service over 800 families. It was a resounding success. So I want to give a big shout out to BP Vanessa Gibson, City Council Member Amanda Fariadis' office, and all our partners that were there to support us in such a tremendous event. We had cotton candy, we had tablers, we had giveaways, and it was a tremendous event. And the community has definitely let us know that they appreciate everything that we were able to offer on that day. So we thank you for everyone who was able to come out. So our next big event is going to be on Saturday, May 3rd. That's our prom dress suit giveaway. I've announced on previous meetings that we've been collecting, and we have collected hundreds of dresses and suits for the young people. We are very, very excited. That's going to be at the Bay Plaza Mall on the 3rd floor, and that's hosted by the Bronx Fashion Week with support, of course, from our office. So I did circulate the flyer with the board. If anyone would like the flyer sent to them directly, I did drop my information in the chat, and we're definitely looking forward for another great event. So that will be it for me unless anyone has any questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next is Dioris from State Senator Fernandez's office.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for having us once again. Happy Easter and all the good stuff that April brings. April showers hopefully brings May flowers. But as we all know, senators and assemblymen, the legislature is up in Albany, so our senator is up there doing all that good stuff. I will put my information in the chat. Please be sure to reach out to our offices if ever you need any assistance. At the moment, we have a mammogram bus coming May 29th by Kips Bay Boys and Girls Club on Castle Hill Avenue. That is the closest one. I'll be sure to bring next month any closer events to this district as we share some of it with our other senator. So again, I will jot down my information in the chat. If anyone needs anything from Senator Fernandez's office, please reach out. Thank you all.
Thank you. Is there anyone else online or in the room from any of the remaining elected officials' offices? Very well. So we'll go back to the gallery session. Speakers receive an initial 2 minutes of uninterrupted speaking time. Those registered in advance will be called upon in the order they registered. So we will begin with Bronx Park East Farm. Okay. Then we have the Director of the White Plains Road bid, Malcolm Gray.
I said at the leadership meeting, as I.
We're not doing this.
Manager, that I wanted to speak.
Not doing this.
You're not doing this?
We are not doing this.
Oh, thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank
Oh,
you.
You're wonderful.
Malcolm
How about the
Gray?
President hears this.
Malcolm Gray, are you here?
What a boy. Worst boy I ever seen.
No, it's fine. Malcolm Gray, you're up.
Well, that's a tough act to follow, to be honest with you. Well, as you all will know, in the beginning of this year in January, NIDC took over the White Plains Road bid, which was a much needed save for a bid that was floundering. But through that, as time has progressed, I've been named the Director of Economic Development for NIDC, which now puts me as the director of the White Plains Road bid. I've spoken to a few of you and a few community groups so far. I'm excited to be in this role and to work with you guys as a partner. We've gotten to work. The bid so far has applied for a $100K grant with SBS. With that, I'm looking to revamp our street cleaning team. I'm looking to bring in a graffiti team also to clean up the bid and to also bring in city bins to follow through with our containerization program so our businesses are no longer fined. Today, we did do a walkthrough with DSNY, which was very positive. Over the next few months, there will be new trash cans out. There will be graffiti cleanup along the bid and also alongside Lydic Avenue, because I do believe that whatever happens outside of our corridors and intersections does affect the bid and our appearance. So you will be hearing from me soon. On May 6th is Bid Appreciation Day, which is an initiative that the city does to celebrate the work that bids do and to also showcase what we do. So for this year, I have bought a window washing team to clean up all the windows for all the businesses in the bid. Along with that, we are partnering up with Starbucks, where we will be giving away free drinks to the community from 12 to 2. I did bring in free books also, along with a survey. Most important thing, supporting our businesses means, oh, there it is.
One second.
Quick question.
Sorry.
So are you working there already currently?
Yes.
So folks can reach out to you currently?
Yes, I started officially last week, Monday. So you can reach out to me any way you can. I don't have my business cards on me right now, but I have been in contact with Jeremy and with Cynthia, and they have my contact information, and I'm available. So if you want to do a walkthrough, talk to me about anything, I'm here. All right.
Thank you.
Cool.
We look forward to working together. Next up is Diana Finch.
Speaking for BPECA today. In January, the start of the new year, I checked the Parks Department online listings for 2 eagerly awaited projects in our area: new turf for the Allerton Bronx Park East soccer field and reconstruction of Zimmerman Playground. They showed no progress or had been pushed back. The Parks Department's online capital projects tracker shows dates and completion percentages for the 3 project stages: design, procurement, and construction. But it doesn't include explanations for any changes or delays. I thought we might discuss these projects at the January Park Committee meeting, but it was canceled. The February meeting was mostly given over to the presentation of the amazing skate park redesign at Allerton. Then the March meeting was canceled, as was the April meeting on a day's notice. Luckily, BPECA was invited to a workshop about the new park special events permit system, and I had a chance to speak with a commissioner and capital projects manager. Commissioner Aponte explained that the Zimmerman reconstruction is undergoing further review and planning by DEP because it's a location sunken below ground level. With the increase in heavy rains, it's critical to have adequate drainage there. The Allerton Field turf replacement has expanded into a multi-site project, including fields all across the city, making it much more efficient and less costly for our badly underfunded Parks Department. So though we're not happy about delays, we're glad to know these very valid reasons. Councilmember Kevin Riley came to our April BPECA meeting. We discussed both projects with him. He immediately offered to advocate for the soccer players to see if he could get the Allerton Field moved to the top of the list, emphasizing that he's ready and able to advocate on any and all parks issues in his district, for which we say thank you, Councilmember Riley.
Diana? Do you have your statements written down? Would you mind emailing them to me, and then that way I can share it with the Parks Committee, and maybe we can kind of have a committee update?
Thanks.
Thanks. Moving on to the gallery slips, we have Brian Adams.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. I have something to tell you about. Today, this afternoon, around 3:30, I saw something on Astor and Bronxwood, Astor Avenue, Bronxwood. Excuse me. Astor Avenue and Bronxwood Avenue. Across the street from Columbus High School. The signal lights, traffic signal lights, they're on, baby. They're on, baby. Those opening day, they're on. They're up since, I think, the winter time, February, around February, 2 months later, they're on. Thank God for that. Thank goodness for that. And more intersections will get it down the road ahead, down the road of time later, right along the Bronx. That's citywide, all over, around the city. And I want to see one more section, one more intersection with traffic lights, with traffic signals. That's directly nearby a school. Okay? Thanks. Take care.
Thank you, Brian. Next, we have Taylor Cottrell from the Equality Health Foundation.
Thank you, Board. My name is Taylor Cottrell, like mentioned, and I'm a concerned resident and employee working on behalf of the Equality Health Foundation on a pro bono basis. I'm here to bring your attention to a serious public health disparity that exists within our own city. According to the zip code exam, which I've got printed out here, it's a tool and it's a website that visualizes data on social determinants for health. There's an 8-year gap represented between the zip codes 10469, which is this 85 years of average life expectancy. And then on the back here, I've got another printout for 10462. And the average life expectancy there is 77 years. So a stark 8-year difference just based on which side of the zip code line that you're a part of the community. And these two communities share a border, but yet the residents in one are projected to live nearly a decade longer than those in the other. And that should be alarming to every one of us. But this is not just about 2 zip codes, it's a call to examine the entire city. The underlying drivers of this gap include access to healthcare, education, housing burden, walkability, job opportunities, and food security. And now that we have access to data showing how these factors play out in every zip code, I believe we have a responsibility to act on that. So I respectfully urge the council to, 1, acknowledge this gap, and to broaden the inequities that it represents, to review the newly available health data across all of the Bronx zip codes and all zip codes in the United States, available at the zipcodeexams.com, and to use that data to inform how to resource futures funding and how policies are allocated. The people of the Bronx deserve to live long, healthy lives, no matter what zip code they call home. And so now clearly, now that we see the differences, I ask, what will you do with this knowledge? Thank you.
Thank you. Taylor, one moment. We have a question from Jackie. Hold on, Jackie. We need it for the recording.
Yes, yes. I have some, if you'd like a printout, it has it on there. I can give that to you.
Yes.
Here.
I'd like one actually, Taylor.
There. We got 5. So share.
Thank you so much. Sandy has it, that's fine. Thank you. Okay. Next up, Beth Radovanovich.
Hiya. So a prospective family clinic plans on opening in my residential area, treating opioid addiction, which threatens peace and security. I was told to make 311 complaints so that the building department can get into the establishment and find any violations to stop it from opening. They haven't been able to get in. After 2 tries, they closed the complaint, which is why more 311 complaints need to be made to keep the investigations active. I was also told a petition can help, so I made one up. Please see me to sign it and help support in keeping our neighborhood peaceful and safe. Studies have shown a rise in crime when drug treatment clinics are in neighborhoods with residents and making it unsafe. I'm doing what I could do and could use your support. You said that, well, I have a couple of questions for you, so I'm going to say your question and hope that you could answer, and then I ask my next question. You said the state approved a permit. What could we do to not have the city approve a permit and compromise our beautiful neighborhood?
Hello? Yeah, okay. More or less what you're doing, 311. So I hope, it really hope she emails me. That would maybe clue me into again, she can tell me whatever she wants on the phone, but if she puts it in writing, she puts it in an email, that's great. That's even better, right? The owner.
Oh.
I called the number that was on the sign. I've been meaning to do it for a while. It's just, there's only so much I can do in a day. But I did speak to them. I did give them my information. She said somebody else contacted her. I don't know if Harriet reached out to. Did you call the owner at all, Harriet? No. She's saying that somebody else called, posing to be from the community board. Didn't exactly sound like Harriet, because it sounded like Harriet, but then it didn't, because it sounded a little off, right? And she's saying she didn't speak to him. So we'll see. I'm going to give her the weekend, right? Then I'll follow up on Monday. I know you gave me a 311 complaint number. I'll reach out to the buildings department with that. Again, the information I got from the city is from the state. And what they told me is they're primarily based in Long Island. I don't know. I really hope to see something in writing from them.
Well, okay, so you say that they could open. I can't understand how homeowners don't have any say in a kind of business of such sort that could be there. We've been living there for many, many years. This gentleman was just talking about age expectancy. We got people here that are in this neighborhood for a long, long time. We grew up in this neighborhood. So I don't know how we don't have a say. So we need to know, well, you just told me how the board could, I don't know exactly how you could stop it from opening. Like by talking to the buildings department and trying to find out violations, that could help. But I think we also need to know, if it does open, what could you do to keep us safe and vulnerable? Because our area could change very much with this clientele.
Really quickly, I think without, Jeremy is going to do his best to get information to you guys. What I suggest you guys do is jump on the letter together, concerned citizens of XYZ, and write to the electeds who are here today. They're here. Whoever your council person is, write to them directly, go to their office. We're a recommending body. We can get the information to you, but we can't really elicit any real change in terms of legislation or knocking on the door of the agencies themselves. So what I would suggest, collectively, get on a letter, talk to your council person, go to their office, show up, ask them to do something. They're the ones who really have I would say, agencies reporting up to them, right? But obviously, Jeremy's going to do what he can to get you the information that he can. but you have the electeds here. So I think whoever your council person is, assembly person is, go to their office tomorrow.
So I've been in touch with them.
Okay.
They're the ones who suggested to do the petition. So I please urge whoever did not sign yet to please sign so we could all collectively make a stand. Thank you.
Thank you. And next up is Mira Vitolo.
My question is trying to understand all these offices that we have that I'm very happy are dedicated to make the Bronx a wonderful place to live in. And I can attest to that. I'm born and bred, educated, and whatever you want to call it. I defy that statistic that the young man brought up here. But my concern is which advocate, which organization, which council can advocate for us to keep our little neighborhood from Van Ness to Pierce, the safe, the healthy, the diversified community that it's been all these years. I have heard reports from all these different offices. Which one can be our advocate?
I think it should be a collective effort. In other words, the council person, the assembly person, the senator.
We have to start somewhere. Someone has to represent us. We don't go to litigation. You say we start with the count. Where? Someone has to speak for us because our voice is being muddled. It's being, it's not, or it's not been taken seriously.
No, I assure you that I can only speak for myself, Jeremy, because I've heard him making the phone calls, but we are hearing you 100%. And I know that you have your petition. I say circulate far and wide, because ultimately the only way you're going to get any kind of answer or resolution or the hope of it is the squeaky wheel getting the grease.
Yeah, but
Yep.
The young man here, I think, was talking about traffic. Did you know the impact of the traffic on that? It's a one-way street. So when they'll be more concerned about the traffic than the health and welfare of the residents there? I don't understand that. So wasn't there a young man here talking about the traffic? No?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, what my point is that this clinic that they're proposing to put there impacts the community multiple ways. And we just want to know where we can start so that we can be effective.
I know it may not feel that way, but I think you have started. Trust and believe you have. You have.
Thank you.
Thank you. Judith Casey. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Roxanne Delgado.
Evening. I'm here for page 3 regarding bylaws. So as you know, in Albany, when they pass budgets, usually they put their pork in, so it's all or nothing, and then they vote on things that may not be in the best interest of the state because things were snuck into the budget. So that was what happened at the bylaws committee. because several members have spoken not in support of the 36-hour pre-registration for in-person gallery session for board meetings. By eliminating the remote, page 11, section 13, part C, it's going to require advanced registration 36 hours in advance for all meetings, whether they're remote or not remote. Now, whether you want to agree with me or not, I really don't care. But think about your reputation, because I can guarantee you most people say this is a board that does not want community input. This is a board that does not have open doors to us. This is a board that actually requires all this information for the registration form online, when we know that our government right now is going to personal data mining and putting people's lives at jeopardy in some cases. This is where we have a committee board of people like here today that came in to speak, will have not been able to speak if you have already implemented the 36-hour in-person registration requirement. Think about your reputation, because I know you don't care what I'm saying. But tonight, you're going to decide how this board is going to view this committee board 11, a board that welcomes people to come and speak openly, a board that wants to control who speaks, what they say, how they speak, what if they like them or you like them. That's disgrace. The committee board is the grass level for all. It's an apolitical venue for people to come in and bring their interest, whether you like it or not, or whether how many people say the same thing over and over and over again. Thank you so much.
Kadara?
Did she have a recommendation for the registration window? I just need a number.
As it is, where people go sign in right before the meeting starts. It's been like that for 40 years.
That people just sign in when the meeting starts as opposed to a pre-registration process?
Yes, it's been happening.
That's what you would like to.
That's what's happening today, but if this change is made, it will require 36 hours in advance.
I know, I just wanted to be clear on what you wanted.
For it to remain the same as it's been like 40 years, where people were able to come in and speak.
Okay.
I want the doors to remain open where people could, like these people came tonight to speak about issues that may not be aware. And a lot of times your agenda are not even available 36 hours in advance, and things are added to the agenda even 12 hours in advance of the meetings. This is not fair for the community.
Thank you.
Wait, I have a question.
Who's that?
It's Dear.
Dear. Okay, Dear.
Hi, Roxanne. I know that you said that this has been sort of the policy for the last 40 years. I guess I'm just curious. I know that people can call the district office, people can email. Like, there seems like there are a variety of different ways for people to let it be known that they want to be able to speak at the meeting. And so I guess I'm just curious, in terms of like a hindrance, how do you feel like people are actually impacted negatively, since there are a wide variety of ways that people can let it be known that they want to be able to speak, is the first question. And then the second question, with this particular format where people are able to, where they need to be able to give advance notice, the board can be prepared to be able to answer those questions. And so I guess, is the preference that you would prefer that those answers, when people do come and they sign up the day of, not have those questions answered and they be tabled until a month? Or like, I'm just like, I'm trying to understand the bigger ends that you want to have met, because yeah, that's the question. Then I might have a follow-up question based off your response.
Okay, valid questions. I'd like to answer your second question first, regarding answers to gallery sessions questions. Many times, as today, gallery sessions speak and there's no answers, whether they're registered in advance. There's never seems to be answer provided. Nonetheless, even if they register at the day of the meeting, those answers could be provided the following day, because a lot of times you will need more than 36 hours to get answers. I'm just basically that you can provide answers to people the following day or the following couple of days, because people bring up the issue at hand. Why is the difference between 36 hours as in-person hindrance? First, the online registration form requires people to provide information, their address. I know I can't hear. Sorry, sorry. I'm sorry, thank you. Regarding your second question, sometimes answers to issues cannot be provided immediately. Like these questions that were posed just today, There are very complicated issues as to what a new buyer can do with a property, whether it's commercial use, residential use, where they need a license to address methadone wellness. That's had to be followed up, not immediately. It can take a few or even some months sometimes to get answers. So to say that you need to have 36 hours in advance notice to get answers to people's questions, I think that's not correct. No, that's not valid. First, I can't believe how. The answer to your first question is the hindrance is first, the online registration form. It mandates, in order for you to submit that form, your personal information, your address, your phone, your full name. And I have to say, this is not political, but right now, the government is mining personal data where it can actually be used to endanger other people's livelihood or their status. And this community is a community of immigrants. That's all I'm going to say. Second question. People are very rude, and code of conduct has been enforced. So people laughing. This is unnecessary. You're grown-ups. You're grown-ups. We could agree to disagree, but behave.
Roxanne, go ahead. We listen.
Second question. So the second point is, even your agenda, I'm not saying it's your fault, but sometimes your agenda is not posted. If it's posted not within 36 hours, and sometimes things are added at the last minute because you have someone contact the board to do a last minute presentation, or they have an immediate deadline where they have to have the board vote on the matter. Third thing is just the reputation. You want to welcome people. You want to come into our community board and speak about what interests you or what concerns you have. It's not like you're having a line out the door waiting to get in, that you have to kind of like limit the number of speakers. You barely get 5, 6 speakers at most. Like this, the message you're sending to people is outdoors close to you. We have to control who's going to speak, if they're going to be here today, if they're going to be, I don't even want to be in the meetings anymore, but I want this board to be open to my community. So if people could walk in, oh, I just have fire in my apartment, I need to come in and ask the board if they have any food for me. I want to come in and discuss about a house that's been bought. You know, actually 601, the former Bank of America, was just bought earlier this year. And I spoke to the property owner, and you know, if I didn't know myself, I would have come in here like they are asking you, well, who bought this, what they plan to do, but I found the information for myself. But some people cannot do that. So why cause other hindrance for community and community empowerment? When people come here, they interact with other people, they see, oh, she has my same interest, she cares about trees, or he cares about cleanliness. Anyhow, I have a good day. Good night.
Thank you.
Can I ask a follow-up question? Or
No, sorry, dear. No, we're really short on time.
it's for Jeremy though.
Jeremy.
Okay, never mind. I'll ask Jeremy later.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Let me make sure I'm in the right place. Moving on to the chair's report. Discussion of motions on the agenda are limited to at most 4 questions or comments by board members. There are 1, 2, 3 proposed bylaw amendments. Mentioning them now because then they will go to the bylaws committee for discussion. And then subsequent to that, it'll come back to us. So we have Article 5, Section 3. Article 5. 7, 4. Do we even know? I'm going to skip that one for a second. I'm going to go on to the creation of a transformation committee. That was a proposal. Hello. That was a proposal submitted by Naomi Pemberton for the creation of a transformation committee. Then we have the merging of the economic development and public safety committees, which was discussed at the economic folks. Please. Thank you. Proposed at the Economic Development Committee was the combining of public safety and economic development. Article 5, Section 3, I think it has to do with committee meetings, like who can call for committee meetings. We are working, just kind of off topic, we are getting our letters together for Juneteenth. So looking forward to everyone's support on that. I really don't have anything else to report today, so I will turn it over to Veronica.
Okay, so the treasurer's report has been submitted to the office and has been published, but I want to bring your attention to a correction that was made. In January, I always reach out to the BP's office to confirm the staff salaries. I was just notified recently that the salaries that were given to me in January were incorrect. They were inflated a bit. So I have now corrected it on the current report, so you'll see the correct amount there. I will be revising the January, February, and March reports to reflect the correct amount there too. But the April report does have the correct salary amounts for the staff. Thank you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me.
Next up is the secretary's report.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I just want to thank Bronx House for letting us have the meeting here. Thank you. February and March's minutes were posted, so hopefully everybody got a chance to read them and go over them. I want to make a motion to accept the minutes of our full board meeting for the months of February and March 2025. Do we have any
What happened? Oh, okay. Seconded by Juan.
Discussion? Objection? Motion carries.
Hello, hello, all right. So proposed removal or Article 8, Section 2, Bullet Point 10. You guys will discuss that later. Hopefully it can be part of that conversation, or if you have questions, whatever. March DSC minutes, those are up finally. Harriet's working on April, and we have a backlog of drafts somewhere. So anybody has questions about what the district service cabinet meeting is, please speak to me after the meeting. We do have a short timeline on being in this room. We're going to be kicked out no later than 9:15 or something like that. New board member bio, already published that on the website, put it on social media. Sorry it's taking so long. I know I have one in the works. 1609 Colden Avenue, we already spoke about that. More importantly, May 7th, so the same day as the community board, BP's community board event, is when we're having the Yankee Awards. Luckily, or not the Yankee game, luckily, the board members cannot attend legally, okay? We can get one representative from the board. I don't know I think Alex has reached out to his committee about that. One representative from the board can go. That's to take part in the on-field ceremony. Alex has also offered to help with distribution of tickets. It's a real pain in the neck for me to do this every year. I basically do it on my own. I mean, I do reach out, I do have Harriet and Chris help me here and there, but for the most part, I just, like a lot of things, I just take it on myself and just do it. We only have 125 tickets, 4 per awardee, and we start, in fact, if you're a civic association, let me just share real quick, or for anybody who's a member of the public, I don't know how well you can see the screen. Okay, there you go. All right, so we go to our website. The best thing you can do if you want Yankee Award tickets and you're not a board member or a staff member, because legally you're not entitled, and if you get caught, you can be fined by the Conflict of Interest Board, so that's on you. I'm not going to give you the tickets. So you go to the Contact Us page, and here on the left, if you're on a mobile device, it's usually a drop-down you have to click on, Request Yankee Tickets. I literally just updated this right now. The game is on May 7th, 7:05 p.m. against the San Diego Padres. All right, and it says here, you know, tickets are distributed to Yankee Award honorees first, local civic community groups and other nonprofits second, and last but not least, the general public, starting with our residents. Now, you can carry it if you want. Every year, August, July, September, people are requesting, they see this on our website and they're requesting Yankee Award tickets. Maybe they live in Queens, I don't know. Sometimes they don't live anywhere near us and they're last, okay? So it's 4 tickets per awardee, four per organization, and so forth. We start with 4, and then when we have more, I'll come back around to the civic associations and other members of the public. I know that's a lot for tickets that we can't receive, but it's a good thing for the public, and especially the awardees. Remember, that's a $750 stipend. They almost didn't award 2 of our awardees this year because the application wasn't clear their address. So that's something to be mindful of in the future. We do need people. We struggled almost to get people this year. Every year, they want to fill out the form now for next year. Do it. Have them do it now. If you know someone, please. I think so. Linked here, learn more, is the memorandum with the qualifications. Yes. Okay. Deadline was February, but again, 14 to 20-year-olds, it's there. Please, $750 check. Pretty easy. Okay. They've never denied us. This time was closed because of the address issue. Right? Yeah, Pat. Mike? Is the green light on?
No light. Okay, can you? Okay. I know board members can have it, but what about family members of the board? No. Okay. Just checking. Just checking.
Unless they're an awardee. So we've had parents in the past apply for their kids, right? Strado's a great example. Both of his sons, because there's a volunteer component, they need to do at least 50 hours. Both of his sons interned at the office, volunteered at the CB11 office. And, I'm not going to say which one, but one of them was one of our best interns. Okay. He knows what I'm talking about. Anyway, but they got the award, right? So if you do have a kid that gets the award, if you go there as a chaperone, that's how you get tickets too. But other than that, unless you're whoever, Alex, one person is going to rep the committee board that night. You have to be part of the ceremony. So it's like, for example, remember Governor Patterson when he got in trouble? It's because he wasn't part of the ceremony. You got to be part of the ceremony. That's what's the qualifier. Okay, so unless there's any other questions about that, Madeline, I forgot to put that on the agenda. Madeline, she's our planning fellow. And go ahead, Madeline. She said she would take 5 minutes or less. Hold on.
Can you hear me? Okay, that's heard. Oh, is there a presentation?
You want me to pull it up? Hold on.
Yeah. Thank you, we're good.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Reminder, once again, we have a couple of board members online whose cameras are off. If you want to be counted, if you want your vote to be counted for any motions, your camera must be on for at least 50% of the meeting.
All right, so as Jeremy pulls it up, I will get started. So I am currently graduating from Fordham with my master's in social work and have completed my field placement with Fund for the City of New York, who has graciously placed me with Bronx Community Board 11. My project aims to understand how seniors in the community utilize technology, and then I also created a rubric to understand the comprehensiveness of board websites, and then I'm creating a resource guide informed by that rubric. So we can keep going. So the context is that New York City is an aging population, and this project serves to understand how seniors use technology and to create a resource guide. So some key takeaways from conversations with community members is that community and intergenerational support is really vital. Many seniors rely on community-based services that are at risk of defunding. Many challenges arise as we get older when using technology. Additionally, services like Social Security are phasing out phone services, which makes it vital that community members have access to assistance within their community. And also, I heard many stories of loss of services, centers having 2 days a week of tech help, now only having 1. So it's really vital that the community board is able to connect community members with the services that they need. So I created this rubric to understand community board websites with categories including accessibility, housing assistance, medical and mental health, social services, legal services, emergency and crisis support, and then community engagement or governance standards. So if you go to the next slide, you can see the ratings for each board. So we see, I think that's 5 and 8 having really comprehensive resource guides. So, but the first column is accessibility, which across the board is done well, and then the right column is governance, which is also done in varying levels, which you can see. So looking a bit closer at community board, next slide. Oh, could you go back? Then did it out of order? No, can you go? Yeah, previous. Oh no, we missed out. I forgot it then. So for Bronx 11's rating, there's many missing resources in terms of crisis intervention, mental health, LGBTQ resources. And then so if you go to the last slide, yeah, I'm creating, back one. I'm creating a resource guide that fulfills these categories, including families. I'm having a section on different maps, seniors, LGBTQ, crisis intervention, and so forth. And then, so I hope to submit it to the board for review for additional resources to be added. And then last slide. And then thank you so much to the people who helped me out.
I just want to say that Maddie's put a lot of work into this. And of note, Maddie and I were at a task force meeting at the Bronx with the Bronx Borough President yesterday, and you really you spoke eloquently. You spoke to the heart of the matter, and you were very open and transparent. And I really, really am so grateful that you jumped in at the last minute when I sent you the text saying, can you find me somebody? So I appreciate that very, very much, Maddie. You are amazing. You are amazing. Yes. Awesome. Awesome. Patrizia, can somebody hold on, Patrizia, we need the mic. Oh, that Maddie is going to be at the health fair on May 13th with the May 18th.
It's all day on the
Go ahead,
18th.
Patrizia.
On the 18th.
Maddie, will you be putting like phone numbers on there? Because
Yeah.
I know as seniors, they rely on their phones.
Yeah, so I'm hoping to put notes for every resource because a lot of times there's better times of the day to call. It's better to get in
Right.
contact by email. So
That's
I'm hoping that
important.
for many of these places, I'll do a little bit of outreach.
Okay,
And then
good.
also put the phone number, address. Because sometimes you do have to show up to
Yeah.
get services.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So I did send out the presentation to everyone earlier. All right. So you should have received an email with it.
Thank you. Moving on to committee reports, starting with leadership.
Hey, everyone. Whoops. We have a couple of motions on the floor, so I'm going to go through them. First motion is motion that Community Board 11 sign onto the joint letter to the MTA regarding DeWitt Place homes. We talked about this during leadership. I'm going to open it up to any questions, if any. Thank you. Motion. So any seconds? All right, so we're just going straight to voting. So anyone opposed? Anyone abstain? So moved. The motion carries. The second motion was motion that Community Board 11 send a letter to the borough president advocating for increased tree plantings and maintenance and an investment of at least 1% of the fiscal year 2026 budget for the City Parks Department in response to the BP's letter of April 16th. Any discussion? All right. Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? All right, so moved. The motion carries. Thank you. Up next is bylaws. Sandy, microphone, please.
Is the light on?
Yes. Good evening, everyone. We have been meeting and meeting and meeting, and finally, we had a quorum and we voted on certain things. And we made a motion which passed, which was to accept all of the little tweaks that were changes, like from chair to, or leadership, or chairperson to chair, stuff like that. And we also voted to eliminate the online certificate for 90-day probationary period, which we never did anyway. So I guess, Rich, am I correct? If the motion's passed in the bylaw committee, then we don't need it seconded here, do we? I make a motion that we accept all of the little tweaks that I have mentioned, then we'll go on to the next thing. Are there any questions or concerns?
Just quick. So we're gonna vote to pass the tweaks.
The little tweaks and the taking out of the certificate, and then we'll go on to the next one.
What's the next one?
That we put down,
Number 10.
number,
This one.
section, bullet number 10.
Which-
Article 8, Section 2. That one, we wanted the individuals to vote on, should the district manager, and we wouldn't do it here
Okay.
tonight. I made a point of saying that at the meeting. And then I'll do the other one about the other change. So we'll do the first one.
So does the first one include the registration?
Well, no.
I'm clarifying because I'm saying, you're saying little tweaks. I want to know.
Well, because we just said, Lan and I and a lot of other people agreed, keep the status quo and let the people register, even though it wasn't in the bylaws, that they have the right to sign up at the board meeting.
Okay, so I think that issue is it's going to require a more extensive conversation, because I don't think anyone here, are we going to have a long discussion about the merits of 36 hours versus not 36 hours?
No, I mean, I just want to clarify that that's the thing we're voting on. That's all I'm asking.
Kadara.
What I want to say, and thank you for your question, is that if she's saying we want to vote on something, it can't be, oh, we want to vote on the little tweaks. There should be a list of
You had
tweak
them.
A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. It could be a list. You don't have to go into full explanation about what the tweaks are, but we need to know what the tweaks are, because then we're unclear what we're voting on. And that's not acceptable.
You have the bylaws
Yeah,
and
we
it
got-
showed where the tweaks were.
Yeah.
The bylaws were
I'm just
distributed.
trying to be specific, but
No, I
I'm just
know, I
saying.
know.
And then if it's in conversation, right? Because I apologize, but I just do not read this whole thing prior to the meeting. But it should be, we're voting on the tweaks. The tweaks are listed in the second or last page, because then we just like, oh yeah, we're gonna vote on the tweaks. Okay, and no one, I'm sure I'm not the only one who didn't read through this whole thing, so it should be pointing to this document.
There are, ooh, sorry, that's loud. There are hyperlinks on the agenda that has all the changes that were on the bylaws. They're available in the agenda. That's why they're put there, so everyone can look at them prior to the meeting. So that way it doesn't have to be spelled out 100%. The tweaks that she's talking about are grammatical tweaks, not anything specific. When she says tweaks, she's talking about the change of chair to chairperson, or they to he or she, something like that. Those are the grammatical tweaks that she is talking about. The other changes are listed on the agenda in the hyperlink that you can read to see what the changes are.
Last question from Alex.
So right now, what we're voting on is just the grammatical changes for as far as chair to chairperson and those type of things. Is that what we're voting on right now?
Cindy.
Not the substantive?
On any of the other ones? But that, you have to be clear about that.
Okay, I'm getting upset. Sandy, I'm asking you again. It's not grammatical if we're changing something big. Okay, that's what he just asked. So we have to be, hold on, let me finish. So we have to be very specific. If it's grammatical, it's grammatical, all right? Because it's for the record. I don't want someone voting on something and going, I just voted for something I wasn't sure of. All right, that's what I'm asking.
Rich, for clarity, it's when she says tweak, she's talking about the grammatic tweak.
Okay. Thank you. That's.
Well, one second, Kadar, give me 1 second. Ryan,
Yeah, so it looks like a little tweak. It is only the removal of one word, but these tweaks do include the 36-hour rule.
Thank you.
It takes out from where it said remote full board and just says full board.
Yeah, it's more than just that, I believe. I think we.
Let me also clarify too. So I was told to take out the part pertaining to my job. That was it. These tweaks, not that everybody's paid attention to them, but they have been up there since December. So I know that the committee felt one way about the registration thing, but I don't think they ever voted on it or submitted anything in writing. So I don't know. It's up to you guys how you want it. But I'm telling you, this has been there since December. Actually, it's been longer, but on the website.
For bylaws, it's really important people are actually knowing what they're voting on. And if people are not going to be looking at the hyperlink before the meeting, we're going to have to take the extra step of listing them on the agenda. Because having this conversation is wasting time. The hyperlink is there, but maybe going forward, we just list it on the agenda.
But just remember, I brought copies last month. I brought 5 copies each. It's, as Ryan just said, it's been on the website actually since November. Pat?
okay, 1 second, Pat, 1 second. To Veronica's point, you're correct. I say we deal with the tweaks, leave out the 36-hour, because clearly this is going to be a larger conversation. I don't know if that's allowed or if that's acceptable or not, but deal with the tweaks, leave the 36-hour aside, and then we'll vote on the Jeremy issue, which is listed separately.
So the motion was made in bylaws. They voted to approve it. So Sandy, Joanne, Ryan, who else is on bylaws? Dier, but he wasn't there, and Veronica. If they agree to pull that back, I mean, that's the only way, to my knowledge, that can be legally done. Because they did vote on it in committee.
Ryan, you have any thoughts? I'll canvass you first, then the folks here in the room really quickly.
If it gets it done, that's fine, but that's also why we specifically pulled out the other one with regard to the monthly update, is because people wanted that to be voted on separately. We talked about it extensively at bylaws. We talked about it extensively at leadership. We've done this at, probably 6 or 7 different meetings by now. It's what's said has been said.
Okay, Veronica, you're on the committee. I'm just picking your brain.
No, it's on. I'm fine. Oh, my goodness. I'm fine just leaving it for the next meeting to vote on.
Sandy? The 36-hour.
Well, Joanne agrees, I assume.
Right, that'll be separate. Juan?
Microphone. We can't hear you online.
Just for the recording.
And the online people.
So we face this problem a lot, right? So we all now have homework. We have to look at the proposed amendment concerning the 36 hours which we have talked about many, many times in many, many meetings. We're going to put that aside. We all now, so next time, we're definitely going to vote on that, right? One way or another.
So
Okay.
to reiterate what Juan just said, it is incumbent upon each and every one of us to go online or ask Jeremy to email you a copy of the proposal with regards to the 36 hours so that we can review it and be prepared at the next meeting to put this to bed. And that's it. Okay? Good? All right. Go ahead, Sandy.
Motion to accept. I think we've had our questions. So what am I doing? Motion to accept the tweaks, the grammatical tweaks.
So motion to accept the tweaks the grammatical tweaks minus, I'll just qualify it, minus the language on the 36-hour registration. How's that?
Right, and with the other tweak was to eliminate the certificate.
Yes,
on
that'll
all-
be the next item we discuss.
Are there
Any questions? Okay. Any objections? Any abstentions? David is abstaining. Okay, Sandy, you're
All
good? Motion carries?
I'm
Yes,
also
the motion
abstaining.
carries.
I'm
Who is
also
that?
abstaining.
Naomi?
Naomi, yeah, I'm also abstaining.
Naomi's abstaining.
All right.
All right, go ahead,
The
Sandy.
next motion, which we wanted the full board to vote on, was the Article 8, Section 2, which was they wanted to eliminate Jeremy giving the report. And I said we have to leave it up to the full board. So we will be voting on that tonight.
I want to make a motion to remove it as one of his
That's
requirements.
dear. Okay,
Yes,
so just
dear.
for the record, I'm going to read it very quickly. The article in question is present one comprehensive monthly written report on issues concerning and actions taken at DSC meetings as well as on other pertinent active matters affecting the community board. The time is now 8:22. We can have a 10-minute discussion. Oh, sorry, second? Veronica seconds.
Thanks,
Discussion.
Veronica.
David?
I was the person who asked at the bylaws. I was the person who asked at the bylaws committee that this issue be separated to a separate vote, and I appreciate that that was done. I want to first start by giving credit where credit is due. Jeremy published his district service cabinet meeting minutes, and it's on the website for March. And I appreciate that. If I understand correctly, the reason that this district service manager's report, which is different from the district service cabinet meeting minutes being removed, is because the district service cabinet meeting minutes will take the place of the monthly report. Is that correct? Is that why this was first proposed?
I know for me, the way I always interpreted it was that it seemed redundant and it seemed cumbersome. Jeremy, do you have any thoughts? And it's also, I think, language unique to our community board. I don't think it's required of the other district managers.
Yeah, so I've not done the report since 2022, right? Nobody's asked about it until recently. One reason I stopped doing it is because the city, the board, Mr. D'Angelo, whoever is acting in the name of the board, attempted to use my report against me during my EEO complaint in a really petty way. So my mindset was, why am I doing this? Just so it can be used against me? Because, unfortunately, I bend over backwards for this board and it doesn't seem to get me anywhere. I can continue along that vein. It's a great idea if I have the time for it. But generally speaking, I'm not even doing DSC minutes because I'm too busy doing full board meeting minutes, right? My predecessor never did DSC minutes. I don't know why he was never held to account to do DSC minutes, meeting minutes. I believe Tom Lucania might have done that, but I didn't even know I had to do it because I was following under John's leadership since he was in the office from 2011 to 2019. Yeah, to me, it's cumbersome. It's unnecessary. I don't feel it's appreciated, right? Let alone used against me.
So Jeremy, I want to keep things positive here. I appreciate that you did your district service cabinet meeting minutes, which I believe are required by the city charter. So would you make a commitment to the board that those minutes are something that we'll see every month? Because we do want to know what you're working on behalf of the community board.
So first thing is, as I've said before, if you want to know I'm doing it, not sure, reach out. Feel free to reach out. If you don't see the minutes published, you want to find out what's going on, because Harriet has helped me with quite a few of them. So there's a backlog of drafts. Right, Harriet? Am I wrong about that? So yeah, I mean, Cynthia's always on top of me, but unfortunately, usually something else more important takes precedence, like the full board meeting minutes. So I will do my best to commit to doing what I'm legally required to do and what others have not done. But again, I hope that's appreciated. I hope it's understood that, I could say more, but you get what I'm going at, right?
I do, and I appreciate that. I will be abstaining, but I will not urge others to abstain or to vote against this. And I appreciate the time that you've taken to address this issue, both here and in the committee.
I have a question, if you don't mind. Can I speak?
Naomi?
Yeah, I have a question. Are these meetings on video or recorded anywhere?
Yes, but it's not for public viewing. These
I
meetings are
see.
closed to the public because district service cabinet meetings are when city agencies sit around a smaller table, but kind of like this, where we hash out issues. Oh, they're complaining about 1609. Well, did you know that it's something of a personal nature could be discussed regarding, and I mean, some of these complainants, they're not as open as the people here in the public. So, and sometimes there are safety concerns. So that's why it's not open to the public. Legally, it's not open to the public. It's the only meeting that is not open to the public on a consistent basis. Whereas this meeting now, if we want to, kick the public out, we have to vote to do it. But these
So
meetings,
should we be even having minutes if it's not open to the public and
I am
there's risk
required-
of
I am
privacy?
required to keep minutes. I am required to keep minutes.
Okay.
So just as an FYI, I actually did inquire with Jeremy recently whether or not these meetings are recorded. Because if they are recorded, then at least that's something that can be delegated to the staff. Maybe Chris, maybe Harriet can at least begin to draft them so that it's more of a team effort. So, I know it may not appear that way, but it is a conversation that we've been having regularly, and it's something that we're really trying to get kind of caught up to, just for the record. Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah, I just want to be clear. So the meetings recorded? Because I did ask that question.
The
I'm not
meetings
sure.
are recorded, but they are not for public viewing.
Okay.
So I have attended the last couple of meetings with Jeremy.
Yeah, so the chair is a member of the cabinet. So if she wants to
Okay.
attend these meetings, she can.
Okay.
In the past, we've had average board members wanting to take part in these meetings. My predecessor allowed it until there was a problem. I allowed it until there was a problem. So I am the chair of that. I'm the gatekeeper of that meeting. But she is a member of the cabinet. I can't stop her. She wants to send a rep. I'm not sure about that. I would rather consult the cabinet first.
All right, final question, Dr. Diallo? Oh, can we unmute her? One second.
Able to, I did make her co-host.
Try to unmute yourself, Dr. Diallo.
Good evening, everyone. I think this is a delicate issue to discuss. If it's private, public are not allowed to be in. It's being videotaped for some recording for accountability. I don't think, unless, that's my suggestion, unless you provide him with a secretary to follow him around to take notes and or to draft these things as the chairman, a woman said. I think it's too much for him. He has a lot of responsibility. We need to be kind of lenient toward what he's doing and be able to support him. Thank you.
Thank you. Ryan, one last person. Ryan, did you want to say anything? No. Okay. So are we, Sandy, would you like to?
Can you talk, Ryan? Are you, what's going on? Whatever. He muted, maybe it's an accident, just, sorry.
Yes, Sandy, go ahead.
On a roll call or just raising of hands? What do you think?
Well, who objects or abstains?
All right. All right, we are going to vote on this.
I have a question. I just want to make sure I'm understanding what I'm voting on. So the minutes are required by city charter, so you have to do them, but you're just saying to post it to us? Is that what you're objecting to?
No. This is a separate item in the bylaws. Item number 10, about a comprehensive monthly report. The DSC minutes are a separate issue. That's not part of the discussion. It's this comprehensive monthly report.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. All right. How many are voting in favor to eliminate that section or remove it? Right? Right.
So Sandy's asking for all in favor to remove this from the bylaws. I don't know if everybody's paying attention, Rabbi?
19 in favor.
Okay, well, I don't know about online. It's easier.
Oh, and Damage online is in favor as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's easier to say,
And do you
is
want?
anyone against or do they abstain?
All right.
What-
Anyone against the change? Anyone or any abstentions? 1, 2.
All right, so David, Jacqueline, and Sandy Susie are abstaining.
Right. So then the motion passes.
Motion carries, yes.
And if I may say one thing that may not sound positive, but is positive. Yes, hold on, no, please.
Jeremy,
Yes, yeah, okay, all right, fine, old business. Yeah, voting.
All right, community development and budget priorities. Ryan, are you there?
Yeah, we met jointly with Public Safety and Economic Development, discussed the district needs statement and budget requests, and they committed to thinking over it and trying to come up with some new ideas for next year. That was all.
All right, Juan.
So, all right, can everyone hear me? So we had a joint meeting with Public Safety and Community Development. It was sort of done in successions. First, Public Safety had a presentation, then we, Economic Development, review the applications for liquor licenses and now structures outside of businesses. And then we spoke with Economic Development about possible budget concerns. In terms of Economic Development, we have one renewal liquor license for Jay's Tavern located at 1556 Williams Ridge Road. The 49th precinct was present. They said they had no issues with that location. We did not hear anything negative from the public, and we made a motion to send a letter of no objection to the liquor authority so that they can renew their license. So we are going to we're putting that motion forth to you. The motion was passed by committee, so we don't need a second. Any objections to the motion? Any abstentions? All right, the motion passes. Then we had two applications for outdoor dining. The first one was by Red Bear Lounge, which is located at 1480 Mace Avenue. There was some confusion with that particular location because they presented dimensions that were, oh, sorry. I don't see Patricia. Oh, my bad. Yeah. I see Patricia's. Sorry. Before I go there was another renewal for a liquor license for Patricia's located at 1082 Morris Park Avenue. We went through the same process of inquiring from the 49th precinct. They presented no issues with Patricia's. There were no issues raised by any members of the community. So again, we made a motion to have that liquor license renewed. I'm sorry. No, you know what? I'm sorry. Debbie, this is the last time I listen to you. All right, sorry. Patricia's wanted permission to have an outdoor dining license. Sorry, yeah, I know why you got confused. It's written kind of weird in the agenda. All right. Nonetheless, we went through the same process. We asked for input from the 49th precinct. We asked for input from the community. There was no objection to Patricia's having outdoor dining. I think they've done it in the past. It hasn't been a problem for people to walk through the sidewalk. We're, requesting that we send a letter of no objection to the city agency, the Department of Transportation, indicating that we have no objection to their outdoor dining application. Any objections? All right, no objections, any abstentions? Motion passes. All right, then we had two more applications from Red Bear Lounge, located at 1460 Mace Avenue. That one had a little bit of an issue because their dimensions were wrong. We asked if they were just going to have the same structure there that they have now. They confirmed with Jeremy that that was so, correct, Jeremy? All right. And Veronica, the outdoor dining area is short. I have seen it myself, Joe. I saw it. It does not obstruct the passage of individuals going by the sidewalk. We are asking that you approve a letter of no objection for Red Bear Lounge.
So you have to make, since you didn't make it in committee, you got to do it.
Oh, that's right. That one we didn't make in committee. All right. So the motion, you want to make the motion?
No, I just want to give a little clarification. What they have now is exactly what they're asking for, and this was approved during COVID by the city. They just need to have a reapproval of it. So that's all they're asking is what the structure that is there. They're not making any changes. They just need it approved the same as it was last time.
Right. Debbie?
So is it safe to say that it's somebody in a wheelchair or
Yes. So that place is actually located across the street from a place that I frequent to buy groceries. Yes, anyone can walk through there. It's really not that much of an obstruction. It's like 3 feet out. There's plenty of space. All right. Any other questions? All right. So again, the motion is to send a letter of no objection to the Department of Transportation. Second,
For the record, is Kadera who seconded it?
Any objection, no, any objections? Any abstentions? All right, the motion passes. And the last one, oh, there isn't a, oh, there's a question? Oh,
Dr. Diallo, your hand is up.
My hands were up. I just
Oh,
had
I'm
a
sorry.
question in regard to the inspection they do. I just suggest that we have some kind of picture so we can relate to. Some people may be auditory, some visual, and some in writing. So we need to be able to accommodate us because it's talking about measurement. You know, we all understand it, but is it what is really is what he's saying? It's not because I don't trust him, but I like to see some picture to really confirm what he's saying to us. Thank you.
so I appreciate the comment. There, just so that everyone is aware, the way it works is during the meetings, we get this, you know, the application. Usually Jeremy uploads the application to the agenda for the Economic Development Committee. And you can see online what the dimensions are that the individual is proposing. If you happen not to be able to make the meeting, then there's a video of the meeting where you can see the presentation and you can see the dimensions that we're talking about. But then in addition to that, Jeremy attaches that same application with the dimensions to the agenda. So it's hyperlinked to our agenda, and you can see the dimensions that we're talking about. In the particular case of Red Bear, they actually had the wrong dimensions. So in other words, they were asking to, per the dimensions that they had, they were asking to go too far into the sidewalk, where there wouldn't be enough room for individuals to walk. So we had to get more clarification from them. And Jeremy and Veronica were able to get the clarification that they're not going to expand on the structure that they have now. If you go there today, you will see the structure yourself. You'll see, as I said, and I know that you trust me, but I know that you're asking for the sake of everyone. You can see that it's not obstructing the sidewalk and they are in compliance. And in fact, as Veronica said, they were in compliance during the COVID period and the city has already approved of the structure that they have. So in light of what I just said, is anyone going to change their vote? All right, good. So we can move on to OSU R&E Grill located at 1344 East Gun Hill Road. I believe that was a new liquor license, correct? Same drill. We asked the precinct, we asked the public, no negative comments from anyone. So our motion is for the application to be approved. I mean, a letter of no objection to be sent to the city, to the liquor authority. No. Wait, there's more, there's discussion. All right, so why don't we then hold that, wait, Jeremy?
I didn't get anything from this
All right,
app.
so then we're going to table that one? All right, so then my report is done. Thank you so much, everyone.
Okay.
Public safety.
Last motion. Every time I think I'm gonna go. So the last motion is for the Economic Development Committee and the Public Safety Committee to continue to meet together. The idea is that at some point, we're gonna merge the two committees and it's gonna be the Economic Development / Public Safety Committee. Second. Any discussions on that?
No, that was approved in committee, right? So,
Okay,
all right.
so any objections? All right, so motion passes. No
Well,
abstentions? Motion passes. All right, sorry for taking long.
At bylaws, correct?
No. This is a temporary thing. It's not permanent. So ideally down the road, I think it would make sense. If you guys think it makes sense.
Okay, moving on to transportation.
And again. Okay, as Brian reported, the signals by Columbus High School have been installed. I think there has to also be something on the block which tells them that there is a new signal there. I've seen that a lot of times over the city. So we're going to request that, why that wasn't done. Now here comes the bad news. The bad news is the following. The office staff has tried their utmost to get DOT to come to our committee meeting. And we have a lot of things to talk to. We got to talk about Bronxdale. We got to talk about traffic lights. We got that mess that still goes on in Allerton and Bronx Park East. And I hate to say it, that our wonderful office staff has not been able to get them to come, which I would think is on the line of being ridiculous. What are we asking? We're asking just for them to come here. We're not here.
So if I may, just to cut to the quick, just remember, we can ask, I can't make him do it.
I'm
right?
not saying it's yours.
I spoke to him this morning. I spoke to Jesus, who's my liaison. He's going to talk to Anthony as soon as he got off the phone. I can follow up tomorrow.
This has been going on for 2 months. 2 months or maybe 3 months.
Well, they want to come to us in May because they maybe have something for us. They might have a special treat for us.
Okay, but May is the next month coming up. So I would say to you, Mr. District Manager, Mr. District Manager, full attention to me. I'm giving attention to you. You got to listen to me now. I'm telling you, Mr. District Manager, that indeed, if they do not give you a commitment that they are coming to the May meeting, I will write a letter, which I'm pretty good at doing when I'm upset. I will write a letter to Commissioner Rodriguez, who tells you how to drive and this and that, and to tell them we have serious conditions here, and your DOT Bronx people, who have been generally very good, are not coming to the table. Why are they not coming to the table? I'm a pretty nice guy. My committee is pretty good. Why are they afraid to come? We're not here to hurt them. So I really, really would appreciate if we could get them to come to our May meeting. Okay, and besides that, for those of you that bet on the Knicks, you're doing good.
Rabbi, I'm not sure if you received the email about the car service.
Yes.
So
KISS
then that'll be
service.
for next month. That'll be
Right.
on.
KISS service. Oh, I have something else. Thank you. For next month's meeting, so I should not waste the valuable time of my luxurious committee members, I would appreciate for all the permits, I want the following. I want the name of the permit. I want to know if they've ever had police trouble. I also want to know on that where it's at, if it's a new one or an old one, if it existed before or not. And this way I could do that in 3 minutes. Because at every committee meeting, I have a question. Was this here before? Was it trouble before? Did the police? And Jeremy, I think you answered me that the police approves those things by the time it comes to me. But I would like to know for any permit, if there was any police trouble before, then we could vote them all in one at a time. God bless you all. Thank you so much. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Rabbi. Education, Culture, and Youth Services.
You choked.
So we heard from the Yankees this week that the Community Board 11 game will be May 7th against the Padres. So we're currently in the process of distributing those tickets to the youth award winners and members of the community. We also at the last meeting finalized the school needs survey that we're planning to send out to the local schools as a way of assessing how the community board can be more involved with our schools and fostering stronger relationships. Thank you.
Ethics and Disciplinary, Jeanette? Oh, who? Health? Oh, I'm not wearing my glasses, sorry. Yeah, so Jeanette, Ethics and Disciplinary.
for that. I'm scheduled to facilitate the meeting. Pretty serious, and I was involved in helping my residents evacuate. Really good fight. Our counties on the bed, the Red Cross and days and of course, back into buildings. So I appreciate the understanding of that. I also, my residents, like to thank the members, the president.
So,
Chair and also yes.
unfortunately, the people online couldn't hear you because I had the wrong plug. Right?
Say everything.
So, just recap, Jeanette apologizes for not being able to have the ethics committee meeting on Monday. She had a fire in her own building that she had to deal with. She's okay, but some other people, they did have to go to the hospital. But she appreciated the outreach for support from the board members of the public and whatnot. So that's the gist of it, right? Yeah. Okay,
I can repeat that part if you want.
sure.
Okay, because it's pertinent. So in terms of the Ethics Committee, as you are aware, Naomi is no longer a member of the committee. She was thanks for her service. We are aware that there are 2 meetings left before we break for the summer. We are going to move forward. We hope to have a new chair. We also hope to address the outstanding cases so that it can be resolved and people are not, left waiting for the fall for resolution. Thank you.
Health and Social Services.
We had 2 speakers. One was Madeline, who went over the survey, so you know what that is. And then we had someone from Selkoff Centers for Occupational Health. And they are not, they provide certain assistance for workers, people who may have been injured, but they do not do physical therapy or occupational therapy. And they've sent information, and I've asked Jeremy to put it on our webpage, or I asked them to show what is available. So that's it.
Housing, Land Use, Sanitation, and Environmental Protection.
I think I'll go. We had DCP come in and talk about the changes of City of Yes. So that's moving forward. So they were talking about implementation. We have the hyperlink presentation on the agenda. So if you want to see it, please review it. Come back to Housing and Land Use for any questions, comments, or concerns. The next item is the new BSA special permit application. I'm trying to recall exactly what this is.
That was the Starbucks, where the Pelham Bay Diner, where the diner used to.
Ah, yes. But did they ask us for?
No, they came to us early, just for information.
Okay, good. Thank you, Wendy. Yeah, so where the old diner is on Gun Hill Road by the Home Depot, that's been abandoned forever. They're gonna build a Starbucks there, I believe. But by the old diner that was empty next to the Home Depot. I mean, it's better than the empty Yeah, it's gonna be huge, but yeah. So, we're almost there, guys. We're almost there. So just, they're gonna come back to the committee, but they're just letting us know their plans. So more to come. All right, thank you. Go ahead.
My question is about the committee structure. Has housing, land use, and sanitation and environmental protection been combined officially?
No, not yet.
Is that something that you're going to be pursuing?
Correct, we are. Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
David, additionally, just as an FYI, I know I've floated it, it's been floated around, possibly bylaws and ethics, maybe. We'll see. Debbie. Parts.
Parks didn't have a meeting this month, but the update with Zimmerman is, they're currently proceeding, for procurement for the construction with the contractors. They ran into a couple of snafus with the permits. And they plan to start construction early 2026. Also, Eastchester Playground, I go past there every single day. They are working tirelessly every day, and it looks like it's coming along very well with Eastchester Playground with their construction.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Cynthia, I have a question.
Go ahead.
So in regards to Zimmerman, since construction is not going to happen for 2026, what are they going to do in the meantime to prepare for summer so that parents are able to have a facility to use for their kids?
The park is gonna be, with Zimmerman, the park is gonna be as is for,
Diana, did you say that it was pushed back?
Just to answer that question about the restrooms, the temporary restrooms at Zimmerman, in our meeting, our BPECA meeting with Councilmember Riley, a community member brought it up, and he said that he would work with us to try to figure out something so that they're maintained better or closed completely, but not left in this horrible state throughout the summer.
right, and Parks is continuously, we've done site visits with Parks there too, and they've said the same thing, but until Parks gets a proper contract with the Porta John people, it seems to be all talk, because when we were having a meeting right in front of the Porta John, we really didn't want to be standing there because.
No, I remember. But that was a while ago, so I'm going to ask the committee, let's try to get a meeting with Parks in May, if possible, so that they can update us and give us a plan moving forward for the summer, because summer's going to be here before we know it, and we're going to need to know what the contingency plan is. So let's try to reach out to them and make sure that they come to the table. And if we can try to get Councilmember Riley's office to join us in May too, the Parks Committee maybe, so we can discuss it, hopefully. Thank you. All right. Okay. All right, moving on to old business. Anybody have any old business? Okay, so old business for me is just a reminder to everyone, like Juan said, I know that sometimes it's not abundantly clear when we first join the board, like how we're supposed to be navigating this. And maybe that's, someplace that I dropped the ball with the newer folks or even the older folks. But I think it's important that we try to make sure that, if there's something that we're going to be voting on when we look at the agenda, that we go through the links and try to do our homework and make sure that we know what letters we're voting on and that sort of thing. This is not meant as a. Yeah.
So I'm to my Parkside,
Dr. Diallo.
yes. I'm a visual person, so I can go online and I can click a link and I can go through it. But then when we vote on it, I need to be able to pull it up on my phone. I can't connect to an internet. So even while you're saying, I'm trying to,
I know.
nothing's coming up.
There's no
So I
Wi-Fi
need
here.
to see it. And so words like tweaks, no, changes to the language is more appropriate. Changes to the language around ABC, that's more, gives you more context as to what it is. Should I have forgotten what I read online and that I cannot pull up on the internet? I'm not gonna vote on something and I don't know what it is.
Completely valid. Would it be helpful then to make sure that for every meeting, there's a handful of, let's say 5 packets with the info, in your opinion?
I'm pretty savvy. I can pull it up, the agenda on my phone and I can just click the link, but if there's no
Service.
Wi-Fi, I can't pull it up.
We have Wi-Fi wherever we go. And if you need a password or whatever, just let me know. Or we can, yeah. Well, in the future.
Juan? Who? Oh, Susie? Who? Patricia.
Can you hear me? Oh. Can I make a suggestion? Because maybe this, structure, we can't get Wi-Fi, but is there any way that you could pull up the hyperlink while we're discussing it?
Yeah.
I mean, yes, we can, we should be familiar with it, of course, but just like Katie said, it's important, we need, seeing it right in front of us and discussing it and voting I think, is very essential.
Sharing the screen then.
Yeah.
Juan? Microphone.
The liquor licenses should be posted because it is difficult to advocate for people and kind of push the motion if people are not seeing the data.
Okay, so, all right, so we'll work on, maybe I'll bring my computer or something next time so that we can kind of.
I mean, I could do what I did right with the how to fill out for the Yankee tickets. I get the
Okay.
same thing. It's on the agenda. Yeah.
All right, no taken. Now, the other thing I want to mention is, again, Ethics Committee. I'm going to be very quick. This is not going to be a long extended conversation. But this past term, something's been weighing very heavily on me with this particular committee, and it has nothing to do with the committee members. I want to be clear on that. My question is, what is the purpose of the committee? I know we have bylaws and I know what it says. What is the purpose? What have we accomplished? What has that committee accomplished as a committee in terms of reaching that purpose? Has it really done what it's supposed to do? Because all I've seen this term with regards to the committee, and again, nothing to do with the people on the committee necessarily, it's just, I don't see that it's accomplished much of anything but to create a bit of chaos. So I don't know what the next step is moving forward. Sandy, I've mentioned combining with bylaws. Some people don't like it. Some people do like it. These are conversations we can have moving forward. I'm not committed to anything, but, and some people have actually suggested just getting rid of it. So, these are all conversations that we need to have. I welcome thoughts. Call me, email me, whatever. Jeanette.
Is it working? Okay. This is what I'm going to say. Both in the Ethics Committee and even in our committee meetings and in our full board meetings, sometimes I question many things, and I've said it before.
I assume that since you're going in. Sorry about that.
Okay. We have a code of conduct, and it is not uniformly and consistently enforced. We have a lot of different things. I'm going to be very honest, as someone who, has been on the Ethics Committee for several months. I think if there is a future for the Ethics Committee, it has to be reimagined and redefined and very specific as to what the purpose is and what the goals are so that we can be, in my mind, what an ethics committee should be, it should be like the foundation and the guidelines for everything else. Sometimes, unfortunately, what it becomes is a tool for individuals' personal agendas. And that defeats everything, and to be very honest, it wastes time. So as a member of the committee, what I'm going to say is, I think that if there is going to be a future, we have to put in the work to redefine it. And if we want another committee to accept us and join with us, we have to come strong so we can be their equal partner and not bring our unresolved things to their table. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And any new business? Oh, Dr. Diallo, I'm sorry. Oh, can you?
It's okay to forget about me sometimes. I may suggest about the bylaws, but the committee made a recommendation or made changes to the bylaws. So I will suggest that we come as a board or a few more people to come in and just go over it before we bring it back to the full board for motion. I think that's the best way. So we all are together on this. This misunderstanding and a lot of question, we're taking time. I think that will be the best way for us to achieve that. And also for the position in the bylaws, don't you have a position described for each committee what they should be doing? Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Dier?
It's for new business. And it's a question, so I can wait.
Anything else? Joe, on this topic, or Dr. Tutu, did you want to say something else? Sorry.
No, it was a mistake. Thank you.
Okay, then new business here. Go ahead.
So this is, I think this is the third meeting where people have come to speak about what's happening in their neighborhood with the methadone clinic. And I'm wondering, would it behoove us to do some research within the community, see if it's an actual need? Because if it is a need, that clinic needs to go somewhere, and to keep on pushing the can down to someone else's neighborhood because you don't want it in your backyard, for me, doesn't really feel responsive to the people who need the support and help. And so if it is a need, I wonder, what would make the most sense in terms of a location? Because as far as I'm concerned, especially coming from Bushwick and Brooklyn, most of this neighborhood is all residential. And so I just want us to be mindful of how we're talking about people, because they are also our constituents who also need to be served. And hearing people say, well, they just shouldn't be here because I want to be safe. It makes me feel, speaking from the eye, it makes me feel like those people don't deserve, or that we're not considering their voices or their needs. Just to be honest.
So dear, I don't know. Tonight is the first time I heard, or when you just said methadone clinic. Has anybody else said methadone?
Someone mentioned it.
Okay.
I think it was
Okay.
Nina.
But I think you're right. We shouldn't be using that language, right? We don't know what this is going to turn out to be. It could turn out to be a good thing, right? So I agree with you, long story short. But I did notice that when you said that word.
Thank you, dear.
That's it. Thank you.
So finally, nominating committee. And I have not put it together yet, so I need a treasurer and sergeant at arms. So I need a nominating committee. I am putting out the call now. If there's anyone at the top that's interested no. Oh my gosh. I'm going to have conversations with people then and prey on your sympathies a little bit. All right, we'll have some conversations offline, but
Yeah, because we aren't supposed to take nominations from the floor tonight.
yeah.
We're supposed to. I mean, we should, I mean, we should take nominations from the floor tonight. I mean, it is in our bylaws. Obviously, we overlooked that. Or Cindy?
Jeanette?
If you need nominations, I would nominate both of these individuals if they'd accept to run for the same positions.
Okay. So you make a motion for Veronica for treasurer and Harry for sergeant at arms. Nat Wilson makes the motion. Who seconded it? Sandy Younger. Okay. Veronica, do you accept? Harry, do you accept? Okay. Anyone else?
Anybody else running?
Anybody else want to make a motion to nominate somebody else? Okay. So, yeah, we got to get on top of that committee.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, no, we still need elections. We do, even if they're unopposed, we can have a write-in candidate.
All right, so, if there is nothing else, David? David, then Susie?
We have to vote if they're not opposed?
Let's see.
Okay,
Next month is the election.
got it.
Yeah.
No,
No, June.
June, David.
Say-
One second, David.
So I'm going to try something. If you want me to back off, I will. Bylaws is going to be discussing the 36-hour rule on registering to speak at the monthly meetings. I would like to make a proposal for a bylaws change to protect the use of the gallery slips at the monthly meetings because it's related to that issue. And that way we can discuss, I'm not on the bylaws committee, but I will attend and speak on it. And that way the issue can all be addressed at one time. But in order for this to work, I have to make this proposal, which I'm doing. I have to make it to the chair, and then Cynthia would have to then publish it to the full board. If she's willing and if there's no objection, she can publish it now, and then we can discuss it at the bylaws committee when they next meet. But I'll back off if people don't want to do that. So just to clarify, I want the bylaws change would be to protect the use of the gallery slips at each monthly meeting, allowing members of the public to fill out the slips at the meeting, to speak at that meeting on any community issue, not limited only to what's on the agenda.
Okay, I know you're bringing it to me. I just want to get a feel, just a quick temperature, and I will abide by what folks want.
So no, he's making a proposal.
Proposal so that I can kind of put it on the agenda tonight, right?
Right, so that the bylaws can discuss it at the next meeting.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't mean the board has to go for it. I mean, so we don't have to waste time debating the issue right now.
Yeah.
I mean, technically it needs to be
Fine
done,
by me.
technically it needs to be done in writing, but again, he's bringing it to the chair brings it, says it to the entire board. So
It's fine by
it's
me.
actionable, is what he's getting at, right?
Yes.
It's fine by me as well, yeah. Or
I mean, the
me.
calendar. Yeah, so I'd also recommend you confer with your committee members, make sure they don't have an issue with meeting before the health committee this month, okay?
Okay, all right, so David, I accept your proposal. And then bylaws will
Thank you.
hear it.
Just to be clear, his proposal is to keep the process that we've had most of the time we've been in existence.
Right.
Ryan is still, yeah.
Fine.
Well,
All
it
right.
was, I don't know.
So if there is nothing else, the time now is 9:14. Just real
Second.
quick, thank you.
All in
Wait.
favor?
Preston, I wanted to
Hold on,
say
hold on,
we're all
hold on.
happy about Preston, that it was saved.
Okay, good. Uh, 9:14, the meeting ended, 9:14.
Have a good night, everybody.